Hello ladies and gentlemen, just before we get into this piece of content, remember if you want to know when any of our videos go live, remember to click that notification bell next to the subscribe and it will notify you when our next video is live. And with that being said, let's get straight into this video. Hello guys, so when we recorded this video, it was the 4th of April and one of the characters we were talking about in this video has actually been shown, but we wanted to release this video because in the future we want to continue this series, but also we want to involve you, the viewers, when you watch our content, to give us some ideas and your ideas out there of future characters and what they might be or what they might play like. So with that being said, let's get straight into this episode. Right. Hello guys and welcome to another episode of our TCG Transformers Shenanigans.
Yes! Yes!
So far we've done multiple battle reports, we've done an unboxing, maybe even two because by this video's out they might be devastating unboxing.
All the
fountain! And then we also talked about our favourite cards at the moment, our battle cards. Now we're going to talk about characters.
But basically,
yes.
So we're basically picking on characters that we grew up with as kids, like I said, as in the cartoon series, the toys.
Yeah, and the comics.
Yeah.
I'll say comics for sure. Comics for sure.
The comics just fresh more stuff out. Yes. And sometimes make more sense.
Exactly.
Especially the Marvel UK versions that were part of the 80s.
It's true.
They fixed a lot of problems.
It's true.
They did. And they added a lot more flavour to get a universe. But basically, there's a lot of characters from the comics that have popped in here.
Yeah.
There's some with name changes.
Some with name changes.
And vehicle changes, which we're like,
yeah.
we do spot these.
We spot these. We cry out loud in our sleep. It keeps us up.
So, for us, Wave 2 was amazing because it added more depth to the game, more options to the game, and more characters, and more importantly, Decepticons. It added the bad guys. What's the point of being a good guy if you've got no bad guy to punch in the face?
Yeah, but it just makes sense to have a villain and a goodie. It just makes sense.
Yeah. So, straight away throwing into that, this is one character who I swear to God had his own episode.
Okay.
Because I'm positive he's part of the G1, he is in the cartoons, he is in the comics, and he has a brilliant moment in the Hail Megatron comic book series. Okay. Read that comic, it is an amazing comic.
It's good. It's good.
Very good. I love that.
I know the comic is correct, but I don't know about the episode. But this is where we'll have the thing on the unboxing where you're like, I swear this is right, and I was like, I think you're wrong, and I was wrong. So I might be wrong again, but I don't think it's true. I'm pretty goddamn sure.
I'm pretty sure it is. But
okay.
And it's, can you pronounce the name for me? Because I've always said it 7 times wrong.
OCTANE.
If we drink enough of this Energon, soon we'll take over as leaders of the Decepticons, partners forever.
He's a triple changer, he's a Decepticon, and all he does is he transforms into a cargo plane. I think he's supposed to turn into a Hercules, but
again, just a cargo plane.
Sometimes it's a shuttle.
It's just some giant plane that everyone gets into.
Yeah, and a non-Optimus Prime rip-off, an oil truck. That just fuel tanker. Simple as that. But he doesn't look like Optimus Prime in a different shade of colour.
See, you love this character. All I see is I can try and carry things, because all I hear is like shuttle, okay, I carry things. Yeah. Oil, I carry things. Okay.
Well, this is the point. I swear to God, this is my rant. There was an episode where he kind of goes, well, everyone just thinks I'm useless and I need to prove I'm awesome. And he goes to the Middle East.
I love how I think this is the episode that you might be wrong at, but I'm really excited. Just keep going.
And he basically teams up with some dude, and he does literally just transports oil and stuff and make Energon, and then the Autobots take and ruin everything.
Okay.
But God, I do like the character because he's just one of them. Mm-hmm. He does appear in the comic books, and he does have moments in the comic books, which is good. And like I said, he's a triple changer that turns into basically a truck and a cargo plane. So as a character in the game, as we only have 2 triple changers who both turn into a helicopter and a plane, and a tank or a car, it's just nice to have someone who's a truck and a simple plane. And what he could do, he could either be a very cheap vanilla character with good stats.
Yep.
Or he could be a non-vanilla character. Now, when we refer to vanilla characters and non-vanilla characters...
Ironhide.
Oh god, he's dead.
Ironhide, on the screen right now, Ironhide has no text. Ironhide should have text. Ironhide 2 does, but Ironhide 1 doesn't. My voice is changing because I'm very emotional about how he is. Thanks.
It's okay.
No!
It's okay.
I just have to die. Also, Cup. Hasbro. I'm just going to say it now. Cup is my boy. I want a better Cup, but he's not on this list. He's in another video. I'm going to hold back that rant. That was a lot of anger.
I like how you're getting more about. Let's get back to the point. So basically, yeah, I think it's just nice to have a character who, right, back to the point of vanilla and non-vanilla. Vanilla characters have no text, no special abilities, they're just stats and they're points. So you just got to figure out if they're worth taking and what upgrades can do. Non-vanilla characters, I know I'm talking quite fast because we're getting off track a little bit. And I'm from Leicestershire, so we talk really fast anyway, so it's there, so it's there.
True.
So...
No, I agree.
So yeah, it'd be just interesting to see another Triple Changer that's just something different, and that's my rant. So your first one, mate.
My first one.
Yeah.
Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus is the most mature spokesman for the Autobot cause. As a soldier, he is always practical and serious.
Move out, but be careful.
In his vehicle mode, Ultra Magnus is an armored transport truck, a machine with magnificent fighting skills.
Wheelie!
He always thinks first of the welfare of his fellow Autobots and his mission.
Forget about me. The shuttle has priority. The peace conference depends on it.
Ultra Magnus.
He's a truck that looks like...
Pardon my French, he's incredible. Like, if you're reading, like, More Than Meets the Eye, and Rodimus, mate, Ultra Magnus is he's amazing. I just want to run Prime and Ultra Magnus. I want that combo. Like, Ultra Magnus to me is, if you're an Autobot and you're going to go, right, like, well, we can see it in the movie. If you've ever watched the movie Autobot City, completely under siege, I would be happy to go out if Ultra Magnus was like, dude, we're gonna go down swinging. Like him and Springer in the beginning of the movie.
Springer, you and RC transform Autobot City. Receptor, tell Blaster to Radio Prime for reinforcement.
I got better things to do tonight than die.
Ultra Magnus is amazing. I think, again, truck, so having cargo trailer is also another cool thing to add to him. And I don't really know, really. Obviously, he won't be a vanilla character. If he was, I would rant and cry, just like what he did to Cup. But other than that, we'll just get over the whole Cup incident.
Old-timer? That's something you'll never be if you don't get back to the city.
I know. It hit this rough spot. Anyway, so that's my first one. So, your second one, sir?
Yeah, it gets controversial, because I picked him mainly because he's iconic.
He's iconic.
He's not part of Wave 1 or 2.
Nope. Which is weird.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
And that's Ratchet, the
Yes.
good old ambulance.
What's your diagnosis, Ratchet? It's a miracle that his hydraulics are still functioning.
Weaker.
He's the medic of the original series until they ripped him off in later on in the series. Oh god, First Aid, I hate you so much. I hate you so much, First Aid.
We're getting a lot of ranting out of this video.
It's just our little bits of rage.
It is, it's great.
But yeah, this is it. Ratchet is a van/truck.
I think he should be.
He'll have to be. I know they do sometimes change the characters.
I believe he's the identical version of Ironhide. So Ironhide is a truck. It makes sense for him to be a truck.
Or an ambulance.
Yeah. But it'll be probably truck just because
anything
you would
but
want
that green bag of shit, Michael Bay.
Our medical officer, Ratchet. The boy's pheromone level suggests he wants to mate with the female.
This is the thing. The game is designed to punch people in the dick.
He punched me in the dick. Why?
And healing, there's like, you heal 1 point damage, you transfer damage to this guy.
because you've got like medic and repair bay and stuff
and then
like
you've
that.
got chop shop and you've got sludge where they take damage. So, and there's a few things like that. But it's not strong, the game, and the game doesn't need auto healing and all this.
No.
If it gets that, it will become slower and clunkier. But the idea of Ratchet actually being able to transfer damage,
or even heal and stuff,
something that's strong that makes you appeal to him. He'll probably be a really expensive character for it.
Probably.
But you take him because you need it. But then again, he'll be a main target.
He would be, but also I think having that built-in repair, like you have, like you flip him and then it's like repair 2 damage off a Autobot or something like that, wouldn't break the game, but it'd be really cool because RC does that, the other Prime does that, so you could see like a really cool heal deck or stuff like that, because
bouncing damage around.
It makes sense because Ratchet's like an iconic character. You have like the majority. You have Wheeljack, you have Jazz, you have Ironhide, and you don't have Ratchet yet. That's just mad. That's pretty mad to me.
Right, your next.
My next is blatantly going to come out because his foe's already out. So if you don't know the game. So Metroplex is a thing. That's a cool big robot. What's better than a big cool robot? A Tyrannosaurus Rex. And now I'm talking about TRYPTICON.
The city can transform to battle station mode, becoming a mobile menace with X-ray lasers and twin photon cannons. TRYPTICON also has a dinosaur mode, an immense walking reptilian form that crushes anything in its path. Metroplex and TRYPTICON are each other's deadliest enemies. Whenever they approach one another, they lock in battle and engage in incredible combat.
Now, obviously, this should be a box within itself because Metroplex got his own box. TRYPTICON should get his own box. And he'll probably play exactly like Metroplex, but he doesn't have anything that farts out. At the moment, like in the comics or any of the TV series, when he becomes a city, he doesn't really have like Scrapper or anything like that like Metroplex has. So it'd be quite interesting to see what his ability would be. I would just like him to become just incredible amounts of damage because he's just a walking Godzilla T-Rex. And who doesn't like freaking TRYPTICON? How he talks is like if someone is eating and trying to talk at the same time.
What?
Exactly, like that, but more gravelly, so it's like a because he's exactly like that. Play the clip.
So he doesn't let the Autobots mess up our plan.
Strong partners. I'll keep him more happy.
TRYPTICON, who doesn't want to play a ginormous T-Rex? Done. And he's a Decepticon, and he's a badass. So enough said. Number 3 for you, sir. The controversial one, as all of us have discussed, because of the
logic.
There's a spoiler for you. Go on, D. Explain.
It's the Thomas the Tank Engine. Astro Train.
I declare this to be Astro Train headquarters. So who needs you spineless plasm heads anyway?
He turns into a train, which is, this is where it comes from, a steam train, and Space Shuttle. Now the Space Shuttle was awesome.
Yeah.
And again, like Octo, he was a transport. Everything he did was a transport. And Triple Chain Takeover, that episode is hilarious because he basically makes trains his slaves.
Yeah, and also like Blitzwing also
takes over
American football team. Play the clip. Here you
go.
It's
so wrong.
Now, repeat after me. We, the soldiers of the Astro Train Empire, will obey Astro Train and scavenge the energy for his empire.
Yeah, you can see how crazy and weird. It's basically like Buffy. There was an episode in Buffy where some people became hyenas, and season 1 just made no sense. But anyway, that's getting off topic.
The principle.
Yeah, it made no sense
and
whatsoever. Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, back to Transformers. For me, I think it taps into the thing of we also have multiple spaceships already talked about it, and also Omega Supreme.
And
it makes sense for Astro Chain to be a shuttle and be ranged, and also a spaceship would be pretty cool.
Yes.
It just makes sense. I don't know what he can't be vanilla.
He could be vanilla.
He could be
a vanilla character with just good stats. That's a spaceship.
Yeah.
And then hopefully with Wave 3 they bring out some battle cards that make space shuttles good, so you can.
It's true. We don't know.
Again, notice my ranting is basically transport, medic. I'll pick some random.
Yeah, you did. It's pretty good.
But again,
it gets stronger towards the end of the list.
It gets very
We've
strong.
left the best ones till last.
Of course, we always do.
So, my third one is Sideswipe.
Sideswipe!
All right, bro, let's go. Okay, Big Nose, let's see how tough you are. Hey, check out this move. Yeehaw! Oh! Hey, I get the feeling our jet judo needs a little more work.
He is the red Lamborghini, and Sunstreaker is the yellow Lamborghini. And Sideswipe is a bit of a weird one. He's got a drill for a weapon. Don't give me this. I did not do any of that shenanigans when you were talking. But anyway, Sideswipe.
Drill?
Yeah, he had a drill. Play the clip.
Haven't you guys ever heard of a shortcut? Come on! And I've got search instincts like a proton-powered Pathfinder. Watch it!
Proton-powered Pathfinder, huh?
Sure. You see, if we can't go through those villagers, we can go under them.
3 weeks later.
Stand back, Sideswipe. It's my turn.
I'm not really tired, but if you insist.
There you go, he had a drill. He basically thought it was a shortcut. Yeah, we'll go under this thing instead of actually going over on top because he thought it was a shortcut.
That's why Autobots are dumb.
Well, that episode was dumb. But anyway, so Sideswipe, probably going to be a vanilla character, but I want him to be there because I want to run the twins. I want to run Sunstreaker and I want to see Sideswipe. Sunstreaker is already in the game with Wave 2, but he's a Sentinel. He's a pretty good Sentinel.
He is a very good Sentinel.
But I would rather have both of them out on the table so I can basically go, twins, activate and do shenanigans.
Again, it's just down to our love of the characters and what we want to see. We want to run these characters, not because it wins games, but because it's fluffy. And it's beautiful to see these characters alive and doing stuff.
True, it's true. So, your second to last character. Again, controversial because you say you hate.
I do hate Autobots, but I would like to see this character. What we haven't been getting is the more smaller characters. The more the spies or utility characters. Everyone's got to be a vehicle or an animal.
Yes.
And here is a character who's very much loved. Perceptor.
Thank you very much. This is an honor and a privilege.
So, Perceptor. Yes, he's a telescope, which is hilarious because he goes from human-sized telescope to giant telescope. And the way he talks is hilarious because I do find the banter fun.
Yes, he is actually.
But here's the thing. A lot of the Autobots, to me, were arrogant young dicks.
You arrogant young punks. If you've been fighting those Decepticreeps as long as we have...
But Perceptor is a hardcore scientist who's just like, well, I'd best help, happening.
Yeah.
So Perceptor turns into a telescope, and the way I can see this character going, I can actually see 2 Perceptors at some point.
Okay.
Perceptor the scientist.
Yep.
Who could be planning, healing, bouncing equipment around, like weapons, armour.
Okay, that's cool.
A nice... And of course the telescope's just weird, because you're going to have some shenanigans with it. And the other Perceptor is coming from the comic books, which is my favourite Perceptor, where he almost gets his ass totally handed to himself. He literally almost dies. And he becomes a hardcore serial killer sniper.
Yeah.
He totally upgrades himself to badass mode, and he does some amazing shit. He just goes, I ain't here for peace and love, I'm just going to
See,
that would be rude.
I completely agree. I think it could be interesting because he is a telescope. You can have the ability of flipping him into telescope mode, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order or something like that. That could be really interesting and different. There's a lot of ways for him. It could be really cool. It's just the fact that I'm taking the piss out of this, but I guarantee the next one I'm going to say is pretty stupid as well. So, moving on to that, we've got Reflector.
I can't believe the Autobots survived.
Neither can Megatron. Hey, what's that?
Let's find out.
Okay, Reflector. Let's see what you can see.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to diss this character.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I freaking love this character.
Reflector is 3 identical robots.
Triplets.
Yeah, triplets that basically...
talk at the exact same time.
Yeah, how annoying would that be in a situation?
They talk at the same time, and they have a psychic link for some reason.
Yeah,
so they
need to have
they all see the same thing as each other.
Yeah.
They all hear the same thing as each other. They all
Yeah.
speak at the same time. And they are creepy. They are literally from The Shining. They
Yeah,
are
they
creepy.
are. That would be the best way
They
to
are the most creepiest Decepticons in the history of Decepticons. There was no Decepticons more creepy than these 3 little guys. And this is the thing. We talk about the combiners. So you have 5 robots that merge together to make a big robot. We talk about the triple changers who change into multiple forms. Reflector is by far the most controversial, and please explain why.
Because he's 3 bots that turn into a camera. A camera. My whole idea behind this would be pretty much almost identical to Preceptor. You can either, when you flip into a camera, you could either look at your opponent's hand and scrap a card. You could possibly have plans, so you can plan stuff ahead of time, because that's what they were. They were basically spies. Or you could look at your deck and then move cards around and stuff like that. But it would be fun to have 3 small bots that combine into something. Like, they might not be the most powerfulest of things.
No, they would.
But it would be pretty interesting to have that ability of card draw or stuff like that. There's so many things you could do with Reflector, but the funniest thing is it's a camera.
Yeah, but 2 things.
It's a camera.
2 things. Yeah, they have no alt mode and bot mode, because when they turn into alt mode, they all 3 combine to make a camera.
Yes.
When they turn back into bot mode, they're just 3 robots.
Yeah, they're just...
So how would Hasbro or Wizard or whatever it is do it? Because...
I would probably have it as 1 card. I would have it as 1 card with 3 guys on it, so it's like bop, 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 and then have it probably, I don't know, like, I would say 9 health, so you have 3 health on each person, and then basically you flip it over and it becomes a camera or something like that. I don't know. We'll let them decide.
The other thing is, though,
doing it.
Reflector did give us one of the most iconic images from the comic book series, which I always remember, and it's the picture of Reflector in his camera and Megatron doing a cheeky smile.
Yeah.
And you must have put that image up because it's so awesome.
It is so.
I swear to God, it was the front cover of one of the comic books, and it's
true.
just as soon as you see it, that's it. You never forget that image.
It's 100% true. Right. So moving on to our last 2 characters, and pretty much our last 2 characters are Blaster and Soundwave.
80s power now.
I've been waiting a long time for this. You poor excuse for a sound system. All talk, no shock.
The best thing which we're going to talk about is Soundwave and Blaster is obviously their cassettes. Their most iconic thing is they fart out more robots, which is a cool thing to have in a game. So who doesn't want to have a game where you basically have Blaster versus Soundwave? And there's some sort of ability, kind of similar like Metroplex, where maybe for an action, instead of like, you know, playing a card or something, you could choose one of the cassettes that you have on underneath him or something like that, like Metroplexes.
That's the thing. Soundwave is so iconic.
Yeah.
His voice is iconic. His image is iconic.
True.
What he does is poops out these nasty little gits.
Yeah.
And everyone remembers them. Rumble, Frenzy,
Yeah.
Ravage,
Yeah.
Laserbeak,
Yeah.
Buzzsaw, and Ratbat.
And Ratbat.
And what does Blaster poop out?
Play the clip.
They constructed Ramhorn, the rhino, who can use animalistic force if cornered, and Steeljaw, the lion, who can crawl through the foliage of any alien world to sneak up on Decepticons. They also bolstered their cassette force with Rewind and Eject, who can transform to robot mode and use more conventional fighting force techniques.
So there we go. That's all I'm going to say. Those guys is the best way of describing it, because they're not really that remembered. It's more that Blaster's more remembered because Blaster is
80s Black Man.
He's 80s radio incarnated in it.
Look out and shout! Ow!
Yeah.
Right,
There's
that's
even
one
an
that's
episode where they
amazing.
dump him in space because they get so sick of him, and he's just constantly on the DJing radio beating like boom, chka, boom, chka, boom. And he's just like, this is a thing.
It is.
This is a thing.
There's some stuff in that cartoon that we Yeah, that are just like we forget about them and we watch the episode and we're just like,
wow.
Yeah, that just happened. Yeah. That's pretty. But no, so Blaster and Soundwave probably going to work with having multiple little guys. So think about it, just having like little Rumble out there, or even Rewinds, or just so good.
It's the fact that it is the most iconic characters that we can mention on Powerful
so far.
Because let's face it, all these characters.
Yeah.
Sorry, Soundwave and Blaster in Generation 1.
Yeah.
In the movies.
Yeah.
Soundwave even managed to make it into those god-awful Mark 8 bags. Blaster didn't because he was saved from that horror.
He was, yeah.
Because let's face it, considering we had, Mudflap and Skids, imagine Blaster. Can you imagine what he could have done to poor Blaster?
I just love how the character's called Mudflaps. Well, what was it called, you said?
Skids and Mudflaps.
Skids and Mudflaps.
Which I'm pretty sure the two racist robots.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The two racist robots.
That horrific second movie that basically made Species, like, ripped off Species. How many times am I ever going to quote Species in a friggin' video? But yeah, they're the 10 characters we talked out at the moment. We are going to be doing more of these because we just want to possibly just go like, what would you guys like to see? So comment below, let us know, tell us your thoughts of what we picked, possible ideas that we could go on to basically what we're doing. This is going to be the one of many videos we're going to talk about of character possibilities, because
I've got a feeling we're going to have our rants of our most hated characters in the game.
Oh, guaranteed. Like, we're going to talk about possibility characters or characters at the moment where we're just like, why?
Why did you do this to them?
Cup. Like, seriously.
Every time
Cup is
things are...
Guys, Cup is why do this?
Sergeant Cup in the comics is awesome.
You got a good artwork, but he's vanilla as balls.
He's just awful.
He is.
Sorry.
It's just sad. But that's a video for another day.
Yeah, that's a rant
video. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Leave a like on the video. Comment below. Tell us your thoughts. On the screen right now is stuff that we've already done, such as battle reports, unboxings, loads of other fun stuff around the Transformers TCG.
Definitely more content coming.
Yes,
definitely
more is coming because we love this game. Without further ado, take care, have a good one, and we'll see you for more TCG in the not too distant future.